Hello, my friends. Brian King, the Mindset King here. I set many goals for myself at the beginning of each year. And one of my big goals this year was to avoid any ER visits or any hospital stays. Because about a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with MS, and I was in and out of the ER while they were stabilizing meds, and I had a couple hospital stays, and I didn't want any part of that. So I set myself that goal. And I was this close to making it until yesterday. Yesterday I was in so much pain. It was about an 8 consistently. And I was unable to function. So I called my doctor and said, pain meds are no longer working. What do I do here? Doc said, go to the ER, which I did. Somewhat begrudgingly, but I was so miserable that I decided to go with it. So my wife left work early and she took me to the ER, and it was flu season. So that was a long wait. We were there about 2.5 hours before we were seen. And when I was finally seen and given some very hefty medication, I felt a whole lot better. And they were able to come up with a new medication cocktail for me, if you will, to help keep the pain under control. So why am I telling you all this? Well, one of the reasons, upon reflecting upon that goal, is one of the reasons I set myself the goal was because in the back of my mind, I still held on to that belief that giving into pain, giving into health struggles was somehow a sign of weakness. And I was raised with a father who would drive a nail through his hand accidentally, take the nail out, wrap his hand in duct tape, and keep working. You know, he's a former Army Ranger. The man didn't show pain. And I'm also married to a woman that goes to work with a killer migraine after throwing up to kind of get it out of her system. And she keeps on trucking, you know. So a lot of my role models in my life are people that spit in the face of pain. So you know, if you've listened to me for a while, you know how I'm not really a fan of comparison, but that's what I was doing. When I compare myself to them, I see myself as weak. These people handle pain much better than I do. And therefore I concluded that when I ask for help for my pain, I'm being weak. I'm not being strong like they are. And when you think about having a belief about that, if I ask for help with pain, I'm weak. Does that belief tend to infect other aspects of your life? Do you tend to believe that asking for help in other areas of your life are also signs of weakness, perhaps? If you serve clients on a daily basis, regardless of what service you provide them, do you see any of them as weak because they come to you asking for help? I mean, when you think about it, none of us would be in business if we saw asking for help as weakness. Somebody's car doesn't work. They come to the auto repair shop. If you're a mechanic, you better hope that there are people out there who need help with their car. If they come in and say, my car is making this weird knocking sound, you know, can you fix it? Is the first thing out of your mouth going to be, what are you, wuss? Asking me for help. You should be able to figure this out on your own. Go ahead and try and figure it out by yourself first. You know, something that school teachers do a lot to us. Go and try it yourself first, but then come back and ask me for help. What if we did that in all aspects of our life? You go to the grocery store. Hey, I can't find such and such an item. Can you help me? What's wrong with you? You're an adult. You should know this already. I shouldn't have to help you. Go back and try it yourself. Then come back and find me. You know, what an absurd criteria. Thinking that it's weakness to ask for help. And yet we often hold that for ourselves and cheat ourselves the opportunity for growth. The opportunity to feel valued by letting somebody else take care of us every now and then. To think that we're worthy of being taken care of. Just because we have that one belief, that it is weak to ask for help. Imagine how things would change for you if you allowed yourself to ask for help more often, if you were humble, if you realized that you don't have to be the almighty. You don't have to be this impenetrable being that is perfect, flawless, knows it already, can do anything independently, doesn't need help. Imagine if you saw yourself as interdependent, interconnected, and reliant to a degree on your fellow human beings. Imagine how that would change for you. How much more connected you would feel. The kind of belonging that you would experience. Imagine if you modeled that for your clients, for your customers, how grateful you are for them for trusting you as the person they come to for help. It's a compliment to you, not an inconvenience. It's a compliment to you when they ask you for help because they trust you to deliver it. That's my 2 cents on this issue. I hope it's been helpful for you. If so, drop me a comment or send me a message. Let me know that's been helpful. And if you know a couple dozen people that could benefit from this, please share it. Don't forget to check out my website, themindsetking.com, where you can find all of the wonderful other things that I do on your behalf. And until we talk again, this has been Brian. Thanks for being you.